Hello, everybody. Welcome in. How are all yo doing? Yo, I said that weird. How are all of you doing? Hello. But, welcome in, everyone. How was your Tuesday? I, but yeah, the Tom Cardy song has just been living, like, just on repeat in my brain forever. Like, pretty much since it came out. And the song's been out for how many days now? Not very many. Like, there is another song that was like living in my brain too, but I don't know if I can even play it. It's the Trunks Dragon Ball Z They Call Me the Drink song. It's like you think you're the you think you're the drink, bitch. You ain't even the cup. What? What? Da, 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 da. Anyway. Uh anyway. Oh, there it is. It's been out for 10 days, and I've probably listened to it like 16 times. Like, probably like something like 7 or 8 times a day. I've listened to that song. Dance floor, cha cha cha, do 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 do. But welcome in, everybody. Oh, this is actually one of my favorite songs, just since we're talking about music, just in general. This is also the only song I really know by this band, but I should look into them more. To the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Peaches come from a can. They were put there by a man in the factory downtown. Anyway. Honestly, that might be. This is just genuinely one of my favorite songs. Might actually make for a good cover song idea. But. Welcome in, everybody. Just busting out karaoke immediately. Honestly, uh, I've. So I've actually been thinking about trying to do some more karaoke streams soon. Like, just as like, I don't know if I'm gonna do one like soon, but I think here within like I don't know I think I'll try to do another one. I've thought about having it as like I don't know how you guys actually feel about karaoke streams. I see a lot of people use them as like rewards for like stuff as like an incentive, but I you like them? Fair enough. But yeah, we might try to do a whole karaoke stream sometime soon. Like the last one you did. Yeah, I've meant to do another one a bunch of times since then, and then I never actually do. You know? It's I don't know. It's kind of just one of those things that like I don't know. I'm really bad about like habits. So like I get into like a cycle of just doing like the same like game every day or something, and then I have a really bad like analysis paralysis where I struggle to pick stuff, and I also struggle to follow stuff like a schedule a lot of the time, just because I don't know how I'm gonna feel that day. But I'm trying to be better about it. But uh but yeah, So, I did post a schedule though today, just barely actually. It's up in the Discord. We've, I haven't posted on Twitter yet. I'm going to though. But I was looking at analytics, like the Twitch itself analytics, and it said nobody watches Alan Wake on Tuesdays for some reason. Like the average viewership drops down to like nothing. And I'm like, that's so random and weird. So we're taking a break today with Alan Wake. And I just want to see if this affects stuff. 'Cause I don't know, I find that interesting. But we should be caught up from TwitchCon this weekend, money-wise. And so then I'll be able to throw some finally, because, you know, last paycheck got all messed up by taking a week off for TwitchCon. So we should be able to start having projects coming out, or like I should be able to start like working on stuff again. And yeah, honestly, I've been like really lazy and tired lately. Like I've had time that I could have like I've taken a bunch of days off that I didn't need to. And even when I take my days off, I didn't work on stuff I needed to work on. Like I have the Minecraft server uploaded and just going, and it's only I can access it because I need to figure out how to set it up so other people can access it. It's just sitting there. The world's just going because that's the way servers work. It doesn't like turn off and like pause when nobody's on. So it's just going. Who knows what's happening in that world? I just find that funny. But on said schedule, I have we have the Ouija board stream on Saturday, and then on Sunday we're going to be going through a bunch of spooky itch.io games. So we're gonna do a Selvion Selects, where I just play random games that I found. And I think that's gonna be exciting. Because I always love doing that. Like, that's always like one of my favorite things to do on stream is just like download a ton of itch.io games and just you play them until that you're either beat it or you get bored, and you can beat all of them in like 20-30 minutes. Actually, so like you can't really find it anymore, but a couple spooky is great. Yeah. But you can't find it anymore because it's no longer on the internet. But back on one of my old YouTube channels, I did a Let's Play of an indie game. And it was like a little spooky fishing game. And Game Grumps just played it. And I was the top person on that before I deleted the video. So now my brain thinks, oh, I probably would have gotten a huge boost on that right now if I was the top person for a game that then like Game Grumps played with like their big audience. And I think about like my brain was like, dang.
Cheer 52 notice me.
Hi, Sai. I have noticed thee. Notice me, senpai. Ooh. But yeah, I just like it blew my mind that they played my like super micro indie like horror game I played. And it's just like, man, that would have been a great thing to have like a video still up of. A free uwu. I mean, I could also give you an a well. Uwu. What? Anyway. Uh, but yeah, I honestly think the uwus and owos are so funny. And they're cute. Um, but yeah, I'm just like, oh no. But honestly, what it kind of does is it makes me think I should really start. I need to figure out some way to get like more videos out on like YouTube. I am like so bad at like keeping up with like editing videos and like putting videos out on YouTube. It's so hard to do at the same time as streaming and a free boss spoiling a cell. What? I'm not. I'm trying. Well, you know what? Y'all deserve it. You've you've earned some free stuff. Enjoy the DVD logo, the corner of my TV. Uh, but yeah, we should do a we should do another karaoke stream soon. I I've been trying to think of like more fun stuff for us to do, even when I'm like, so thus we're doing like the Ouija board. I need to actually like make a post for that and try to get like, I want to get some other people on because I want to try out both the tabletop simulator Ouija board and the I want to try out the real Ouija board and see if anything happens. Although I will say, I did knock it off of like my couch by my desk yesterday, and everyone was like, "Oh no, it begins." I'm not really sure how a Ouija board's supposed to work though, even with ghosts. You know what I mean? Because like it's just like I don't know. I'm like I have instructions to read too though, so we'll figure it out together. But yeah, through vibes. I mean, I suppose so. Also, like I don't remember doing this, but also the planchette has just been resting on the number 6 for a while. Like I did not put it there, but it's just sitting at 6. And I don't know if that means something. Is that just like infinite sixes? Like it's like text? Or is that like, or is that just a coincidence it's on 6, like the number of the beast? I don't know. But I find that interesting. Just like, yep, Ouija board fell off my couch, threw it back on the couch, all on its own basically, and then when I put it back on the couch, it's just sitting at 6 forever. So, and it hasn't moved or anything. So, I kind of kept expecting it to be like doing stuff, but it's mostly just sits there. Uh, One of my siblings actually has a Roomba and a Ouija board rug, and sometimes she's like, sometimes I like to just sit and try to read what it says, and it mostly just reads the alphabet because it just slowly goes across the alphabet. But yeah, but yeah, got a bunch of, I don't know. Uh, but yeah, I haven't actually had much time to work on any of my projects lately, which has been a huge bummer. But like I have stuff planned. Like this is like the worst like vibe for me when you're like excited for. Here, let's get a little closer. Um, But yeah, that's like the biggest bummer for me is when you're like all excited to work on like a big project and then like you just can't work on it and then like you're stuck waiting. It's like just like a minor buzzkill because I'm just like, you know what I mean? I have stuff ready. I just like I need to go throw stuff at it. Roomba Ouija carpet. That's how we summon a ghoul while on vacation. Can you imagine being a demon or a ghost or something and like the Roomba summons you and you're just like and like the people aren't even home? You're just like, hello? I feel like that would be like a reverse horror. You're just like, hello? Anybody? Summoners? Just abandoned just abandoned place. Just like Wayward, hello. But yeah, I just like I said, I just find the idea really funny. But but yeah, what? Uh, just like Gargak the Destroyer in your just an abandoned studio apartment in the middle of downtown. But Gargak the Destroyer. I mean, actually, I think that doesn't sound very demony. Demons tend to have like fanciful names, don't they? Like very like Latin-y kind of like but like also they're like kind of like the EL names or AL EL Lacan CL. Um anyway, but yeah, also like I brought this up in the server, but I actually found the theme music for one of my old YouTube channels, and that channel isn't up anymore. I think, pretty sure it isn't up anymore. But I have the theme song again because I found the file, and like I'm pretty sure my friend who wrote the theme song for me would be fine with me using it for like other things. Like I feel like they wouldn't mind me throwing it on stream. But that does give me a pause on that because it's like this is a whole other identity at this point. Wait, when did this song get on here? Oh well. But yeah, like actually hold on. I'll just show you guys it. So like my friend, when I made my first YouTube channel forever ago, I had a friend who was really into music and uh they uh they just offered to write me a theme song and I have it set to be the end song now. But part of me kind of like and like I wanted background music that's like quiet and chill for the talk show that I could have in the VOD for like editing purposes. But so I still probably need to get music commissioned, but uh I was like just thinking about this and I'm like I wonder what like the ownership of this song is at this point. Because I have no way of contacting that friend anymore. But here it is. But yeah, that is a theme song my friend wrote me, and I finally found the file for it. So I like part of me wants to like I said, I don't know how what like the rules about that is. sound like a 2010s YouTube song. Probably because it is. Um, but part of me almost like thinks like maybe I should get like of that like tune and like just go get it like lo-fied or something. Just because, like I said, I I know I partially own that song. What? Cell of a Tuesday. Hi, Raffle. But yeah, so I know I own at least partial of the rights to that song, but I don't actually know how that like works. I'm not like I'm not like a copyright guru. I don't I like you know what I mean? I and I don't know how to ask because like I hit into like a lot of like issues with stuff like that. I don't want to like but I also don't think my friend even makes music anymore. Like that friend was like always going on about like some brand new like project that they were doing. Like they were a musician for a while and then when that's they stopped getting like joy out of that, then they made a web comic and I don't know, a bunch of other stuff. They hitchhiked to Iceland once. I'm not even joking. They hitchhiked to Iceland from America. Like the country of Iceland. Like they had a passport. They hitchhiked all the way up to Canada. Then they hitchhiked there, got on a boat, like a ferry, to Greenland, which I didn't even know that was a thing. And then from Greenland, hitchhiked another boat to Iceland, and then came back the same way and hitchhiked back. And I'm like, they're a very interesting person. Yeah, so I and I'm not even like in that like section of America where it's like, oh, that's not that far. I'm like opposite side of the country. So they hitchhiked across the entirety of America, a good hunk of Canada, somehow got a boat twice. I don't like I said, I didn't even know there was boats that just like you could just take. They might have hitchhiked with like a fisherman or something. I don't know. Either that or they lied to me. I'm gonna just keep assuming that they just miraculously got like a fisherman to take them to Greenland or Iceland or whatever. I like that as a better reality to live in. How do you even do that? Do you just like stand at the shore with your thumb up and a sign like Iceland or bust? Please give me a ride. And just like a passing boat will be like, "Oh, okay. Let's help this guy out." He's really trying to like get to Iceland. I really need to stop having snacks near my desk because then I eat them. And I'll do that like mid conversation. And I'm like, this is streaming, Cell. You don't that's not don't do that. You can only say you've lived a boring life if you don't have any stories. It's how funny that most people who yeah. I mean, yeah. I've actually a lot of people don't even realize that they're interesting until they start talking to other people. Or you realize you're boring. I guess that's another thing. Like, I used to think I was interesting, but I feel like I haven't had anything interesting happen to me in years. Or, like, that interesting happen to me. But yeah, nobody really notices how crazy your stories are until you tell them. But yeah, no, he was interesting. He also would play the accordion and ride a unicycle, and uh, he uh, he was he was the leader of the Church of Satan of that town. Not like the leader, he was like one of their, not the leader, but he was like one of the main people for it, for like the youth group for it. So he was like a Satanist, which I always just find funny. I I think, okay. So I will say, I think that my life has been interesting. I feel like it hasn't been as interesting lately. I feel like the most interesting thing nowadays in my life really is stream stuff, which isn't boring, but like it's also, it's not interesting in the way that my old stories used to be are. You know what I mean? Like, and because of like recency or whatever, I don't actually think to tell a lot of my older stories anymore. Yeah, like say that, like that devil. Most people who are do that don't actually like aren't actually religious. It's more of a protest thing. But it was just like I said, he was just a weird guy. He was just fun. Fun dude to talk to. Uh but yeah, I also he was my dungeon master for a while at for like D&D. And we played like this like post-apocalyptic D&D game for a while. Didn't you just go to TwitchCon? I mean, okay, yes, I did. I did just go to TwitchCon, so I guess that is not boring. Part of my, well, yeah, I went to TwitchCon and met Iron Mouse and Onigiri and a bunch of other really cool people, Drumsy, a bunch of cool people. Got to hang out with Syl in person, Syl and Viper and Novella. So I mean, like that's not boring. But like I said, to me that is attached to streaming. So it's like, and I've already talked about that a bunch. Like I sat and talked about that like every day for a few days. I didn't just see Iron Mouse. I talked to Iron Mouse. Although, you know what? I'm gonna say something to you that is normal. I mean, it's not that normal. Actually, I sat and freaked out about it a little bit because I was like, "Oh my god, I met Iron Mouse!" But you know, like but like you know, it's not normal, but it's also like it's in the realm of possibility because I do the streaming stuff too. You know what I mean? And like I have talked to bigger people and stuff before. But yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like stuff like that isn't normal, like quote unquote normal. Like I get that it's an interesting story. I'm just meaning like, but like in my day-to-day life nowadays, it's like work, you know, you go to work and then you come home and you play video game, you stream, and then you guys see the stream, and then I go to bed, and then I wake up and either go to work again and do it the same thing, or I do it in the opposite order because it's a different day. Or you know what I mean? Or if it's like my weekend, it's Sel cleans their house and then streams for the rest of the day. Or works on stream stuff. You know what I mean? And that's like not that interesting. You know what I mean? And then it's like recency. Like what has happened recently? And I'm like, I need to go do more interesting things. Cause like I don't know. I don't want to sit and talk about like work stuff, because I feel like work stuff is like, I don't know. I almost treat like work stuff like it's traumatic, I guess. Or I'm just like, oh, I don't want to think about that. I'm not there. You know what I mean? Or it might like dox me somehow or something. I don't know. Although I Sil says that I have a bunch of really crazy work stories from like previous jobs I used to have. I think that's a fair way to view work. Yeah, yeah, I I really don't like work. I I seem to only get jobs that make me miserable. But also Cell needs to pay rent. So, boy. But that is life. Maybe someday we'll be able to just do like full-time Cell stuff. Someday. But actually, like genuinely, uh like I don't know if you've heard me talk about this, but a few times I've been like, I really want to move to Japan because it would be in the like the cost of living is so low in Japan right now that I actually probably could afford. I would not be that far off from being able to afford to be full-time streamer there. Like, I would only need to be making, like, twice as what I do on stream to be able to do that at, like, the lowest version of that I've seen. But also, I guess that's not accommodating for, like, utilities and stuff. But, like, just how cheap housings and stuff are in Japan, I'm like, wow. I could almost do that. But, anyway. Uh, but yeah, like, actually, well, like, hold on. I'm trying to think. Do I have any, like, truly interesting work stories that I could, like, pop off since you brought that up? Oh, okay. So, have you seen those, like, gas stations that are, like, in the parking lot of a grocery store? Like, are you guys familiar with that as a concept? Have you seen those? And it's, like, part of the grocery store, but it's, like, a little gas station. They have them sometimes, yeah. Um, so I used to work for one of those, work in one of those as like the person in the booth who would like turn gas on and take money and stuff, right? And I have multiple interesting stories. Like um, I had George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars and Indiana Jones, show up at my little gas station grocery store kiosk. And this is actually also one of my traumatic meeting celebrity stories. But I was basically, where it feels traumatic because I feel like I embarrassed myself, but really it was probably a pretty normal interaction. Um, so he just showed up and wanted gas, and then I sold him gas, and I'm like, "Thank you for Star Wars," and then he's just like, "Yeah," and then he left. And then I was just like, "Oh no, why did I just like yell that at him? We were having a perfectly normal interaction until then." He didn't say thank you. I mean, like I said, I kind of just like suddenly blurted that out at the end of like a transaction. So and I even saw his ID, so I know it was George Lucas. So yeah, so that happened. Uh but then another interesting story I had, oh, damn well it was not the first time that interaction has happened. He's probably, the man is like 80. Like, the first Star Wars came out in the 70s. So, like, the man has probably went through almost a century of that. He's an old guy. But, it's like, I think that would make him born in, like, the 40s or 50s? Ish, give or take. I don't know. How old is George Lucas? George Lucas. He is exactly 80 years old. So yeah, he's had probably close to a century of people yelling stuff like that at him. But yeah, it's also funny because I'm not even that big of a Star Wars fan. I actually, of the stuff that George Lucas specifically has made, I'm probably a much bigger fan of Indiana Jones. So it's kind of just odd that that was my interaction with him. I didn't even thank him for the thing that I liked. I was just like, thank you for Star Wars. So anyway, and just as a side note, I I feel super awkward meeting people that I like celebrity slash people I look up to, because part of me is also like, they're just a regular person with a job that you think is cool. Like, they're just another person. But then I treat it like I'm a little kid meeting Mickey Mouse like every time, it feels like, and I always feel like I embarrass myself, or at least I did. Like every single, like, I'm feeling a little bit better about that lately. I've tried to get it like in my head more, like, just say hi and be normal. But every time I'm always like, God, that was weird. And then it feels weird, like, even just wanting to meet people who I think are cool like that. Brain quick, what's George Lucas famous for? Star Wars. We don't even like Star Wars. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I don't dislike Star Wars. Like, but I like Indiana Jones more. Like, Star Wars is not my favorite. I'm like middle of the road on Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like, I think Star Wars is cool. I like stuff with Star Wars. Lightsabers are awesome. I loved The Mandalorian when I watched The Mandalorian. You know, I grew up watching watching the movies. So like, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, I played the games, a bunch of the games. You know, and it's like that. I always had toy lightsabers. There's another one. But yeah, like I said, Star Wars was never like a favorite thing for me. It's just a thing that I liked, and it was like, you know what I mean? And like I said, it was weird because I actually like I said, I like Indiana Jones a lot more, and then it was like, you didn't even think of that when you meant George Lucas. But yeah, like I said, I don't know how to feel about like wanting to meet celebrity type people anymore, because like, something about that just feels odd and weird. If that makes sense. Like, just like, I don't know. Man, I don't know. Maybe it's just like a weird, like, I don't feel like I got to be included in that like fandom or something. Or like, I don't actually know what I want to get out of it. I'm just like, celebrity, ooh. And then I go say hi, and then it's just like, huh. Like I said, it always gives me a weird feeling afterwards. But not really sure what I would even call that. Anyway, other interesting story from the time at the gas station. I this so we had so one day when I worked at that place, I had a very large Eastern European man showed up, and he had a very thick like Eastern European, I almost want to call it Russian accent, but I don't actually know. You know what I mean? I don't 100% know if I could recognize it, like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't know exactly what accent it was. And he shows up and he's in like on a motorcycle and he's in like one of those like body armor, like Master Chief armor, motorcycle armors, right? And he immediately he shows up, he takes the helmet off, he takes the body armor like chest stuff off, and he's just shirtless basically now. Like literally shirtless. And then he's like he comes up to me, he's like, give me this in gas. And I'm like, okay. And he gives me a nickel. A nickel. So I give him a nickel's worth of gas. And then he looks at our he looks at our little like kiosky area where you like pick the stuff that like items that you wanted. It's stuff like there's a couple drinks in there, but it's mostly like car stuff. Like couple drinks, couple snacks, but it's like I said, mostly car stuff. And he takes a gallon of windshield wiper fluid, and he brings it back, and he's like, and I would like this soft drink. And I'm like, okay. And then he hands me a platinum credit card, like the kind that don't have a limit, like the super fancy big like metal credit cards. And I scan that and sell him windshield wiper fluid. He then takes a knife out, stabs a hole through the lid, and proceeds to start drinking out of that while shirtless. And then he has his helmet on like the bar on the back of the motorcycle, but he just leaves his armor on the ground by his motorcycle, like where he would like fueled it with a nickel worth of gas. He proceeds to drive off while still chugging windshield wiper fluid, leaving the armor behind. And he never came back. I had to go, like, after like 20 minutes, I had to go get the armor and put it in the back of the little booth and have my boss do something with it. Like, if a large Eastern European man comes in asking for his motorcycle armor, that this is it. Here it is. You know what I mean? It's just like, and that was an actual like real thing that happened in my life. And at the end of the day, they're just normal people. Saw a famous person from my country at the grocery store who's deciding what grapes to eat, purple or green. Yeah, exactly. Just a normal person. Normal human stuff. Sounds to me like you met a fae. I don't know what was going on with that guy. That guy frightened me. Also he was like jacked, like jacked, like bodybuilder jacked. Like muscly. So just a very large, like 6'4" Eastern European, muscly Eastern European guy, like you know, like the Russians in movies, in like old 80s movies, where they're like super buff and big, and they're like the bad guy, and they're like, or the bad guy henchman, and they're like, I will break you. He looked like that. Like that was that guy. Like that's the best description I have for him. And that, yeah, that's just, like I said, I just think about that sometimes. Yeah, he like Ivan Drago from Rocky. Surprised I remember that name. I don't even remember the last time I saw the Rocky movies. I don't even know if I've seen all the Rocky movies. Have I seen that one? I know I've seen the first Rocky movie and the one with Mr. T. I don't know. There's like 7 Rocky movies, I think. There's the first one where he's kind of creepy to his girlfriend, and he goes and he beats Apollo Creed. Mr. T is 3. Okay. And then he fights Ivan Drago. and then he fights Mr. T, and then I think he fights Apollo Creed again. And then he's old and he has to work out to get back into shape for one more boxing match. And then he's training Apollo Creed's kid. And then I think that's it. I think that's 6, 5 or 6, something like that. I've never watched any of the Creed movies. I've only seen the first and the third Rocky movie apparently. So I watched the Mr. T one because I'm actually a big fan of Mr. T because he's actually one of my favorite people. Mercury, hello. Hi. Like unironically because I actually started watching like me and one of my friends had like a meme for a little while about Mr. T because he was in the commercials again for a little while where they were like the World of Warcraft commercials. And we talked about him and I like ironically made us sit and watch his old TV show, Night Elf Mohawk. Yeah. And I unironically went and watched his old like show where it's basically all a PSA, and like I don't know, something about that really resonated with me. He's just such a wholesome guy. He just was like, I'm gonna leave the world a better place, fool. And he's like, you better respect your mother. And I don't know, something about that was just like he's just like wholesome. And he's funny. I like him. So I went out of my way to watch a bunch of stuff he was in just because, like I said, once I actually, like, he was funny with the meme of him, just like, you know, Night Elf Mohawk, I pity the fool, or whatever. But then, like, just learning more about him as a guy, it was just like, I don't know. Really wholesome dude. And he actually only became a celebrity because, like, they were looking for a tough guy for, I believe, Rocky. And he was just the bouncer at a club one of the producers went to, and they were just like, you would be perfect. He's like, what? And then he proceeded to become one of the most, like, recognizable actors of all time. Got his own TV show multiple times. I don't know. Like, anyway, like I said, wholesome guy. I actually really like Mr. T. Yeah, no, that's exactly. He accidentally became famous, and he did the most he could with that, which was like, he's, you know, got cartoons and TV shows and slapped his face in boxes of cereal and tried to get messages of positive messages out there to kids and stuff. He was cool. I feel like that kind of stuff doesn't happen as much anymore. Honestly, I feel like I struggle to keep up with celebrities nowadays. Like I don't like Mr. T was already before my time, but like I feel like you don't hear like about like wholesome celebrities coming out of the woodwork anymore. Like no one just like it feels like no one shows up and just is like, all right, let's do some cool good stuff. Everyone's always like, even people like there's always feels like there's a catch to it now, or like they were already doing good stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like we wouldn't get like a Mr. Rogers type, or like a Mr. Rogers, Steve Irwin, uh, you know, that kind of a person. I feel like we wouldn't get somebody like that anymore. Good Mr. T. Although I will say Mr. T is probably the least wholesome of like the like that kind of category if you put him in there with them. hard time keeping up with YouTubers and Twitch streamers. Don't get time to recall normal celebrities. I mean, yeah. Honestly, normal celebrities are like... I... Like... I struggle to, like... That's something I've noticed, is that, like, regular celebrities, like, are just, like, disappearing from my brain. Like, so often, and, like... I just don't hear about people, and they're just like, they're in everything. And I'm like, they are? You know? Actually, have you guys seen that thing that, I believe it was Forbes or Rolling Stone put out? And they're like, the new, like, top celebrities in the world. And they were like, whether you like it or not, these are the new big people. And they were like, the new Hollywood elite. And they actually included, it was like half YouTubers and streamers and TikTokers. And the only people regularly recognized, like, if you, like, read the comments on it, the only people anyone recognized was Rhett and Link. It was just, like, Rhett and Link, and then a bunch of random people no one has ever heard of. And you're just like, who are these people? And it's just, it's funny, because, like, that's just not how the world works. There's no, like, recognizable, like, top people. Like, the top people are all, like, split up across, like, multiple, so many categories that, like, the top people are going to be who? To, like, so many people. Still over here becoming a Twitch celebrity and not seeing the pun for normal mainstream celebrities. Good Mythical Morning. Used to watch that all the time. Should check them out again. I used to watch Good Mythical Morning every single day. I watched it every single day. I start it and Good Mythical More every day. Like, I started watching them right after they did their first epic rap battle of history. And then I watched them every day from then on. Ah, you're fine. Until they got to the season where they broke all of their episodes up into all of the segments. And it was also, sadly, that was also the season they had Jack Black and Weird Al on. That would have been, and then ever since, I just couldn't get back into the habit of watching them regularly. I'll watch episodes occasionally. And when they added Good Mythical Kitchen, I actually watch a ton of Mythical Kitchen. I actually think Josh is, like, the funniest person. Okay, no, Josh is really funny, and then he sometimes suddenly isn't funny, and it's just weird. And something about the fact that, like, it's just a very, like, light switch, like, all right, now it's not funny. It's just something that's, like, I find the fact that sometimes he's just suddenly really not funny to me also funny. Does that make sense? It's kind of like if you laugh a little bit too long and then you think it's funny that you're still laughing, so you start laughing at that, and then you're like, now this is weird. And then that's also kind of fun. Have you ever just got stuck in a loop like that before? And you're just like, now you're laughing too long, but it's funny that you're doing that? Or is this just like, is this just cell autism? It could be that too, actually. The giggle loop. From the recent TikTok, or the recent episodes leak through the cracks and make it into my TikTok feed. Yeah, actually, I get a lot of Good Mythical Morning through, like, TikTok and stuff nowadays. Yeah, and then getting weird looks from people makes it even funnier. So I keep, yeah, you know, and then you're just like, just like, I have done that a bunch of times. Just like the infinite feedback loop of laughing, where it's just like, it's funny, then you, anyway. Just makes me feel like a crazy person. I haven't actually done that in forever. I don't remember the last time that happened to me. But It's even better when other people start laughing at it, and then like now you've like drawn other people in, and then it's just like everyone just kind of keeps actually laughing until you're done, until like somebody stops, and like, you know, anyway. I've, like I said, I've actually had, and it's never like, I'm probably making it sound like it goes on for like a long time, like a long, long time, but it's just something about it. Just anyway, it's a good time. Uh, but yeah, I actually went to uh, they did the mythical tour, like one of the first mythical tours. No, wait, no, it was like the second or third mythical tour where they actually did like a whole tour around the country and were doing like concerts of all their songs and stuff. And I actually went to their I went to the mythical tour and actually got like a signed poster and a t-shirt, and I tried to get them to sign my book, but they were like, we don't do that. Well, technically they weren't like that. The security and staff were like, no. You know what I mean? 'Cause I have their book, but I don't really watch them anymore as much anymore, and I think and I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I do really like them as people, though. I should watch them. I should try getting into their show again. But but yeah, I actually did get to meet them. I felt really awkward meeting them too. I was like, wow, I've been watching you guys for years. I love, I love your show. And they're like, yeah, thanks. And then I'm like, oh no, that was terrible. Like, I was just like wanted to say something like profound or nice or something. I don't know what I wanted out of that. I never know what I want out of meeting celebrities. Delegated, hello. And I don't even like know if they count as celebrities. It's like, in a certain sense, they're just doing what I do, but bigger and more popular. And then like you start thinking about stuff like that, and you're like, what even is a celebrity? Like I said, just a person doing a job. But but yeah, I got to meet them too at one point. I I want to go to more concerts of like I like to I've gone to a couple concerts that I've really enjoyed, but I've also gone to a lot of concerts that were not a good time. Like I went to a like my mom, or sorry, my engineer took me to a Train and Goo Goo Dolls concert, and I I didn't know like more than half of the music that they were playing because I just don't listen to those bands. Actually, in fact, I thought Goo Goo Dolls was an entirely different band. I think I was thinking of My Chemical Romance or something like that. I thought they were that one of those kind of bands, and I didn't know who Train was at all. But then when they started playing, I was like, oh, I know that song and that song and that song. But I somehow managed to like I actually got hurt at the concert too. So it's just like it was just like extra like play. But like those are the only two concerts I ever gone to. I want to go to more concerts. I think that'd be good. Actually, there is I really want to go to a Jonathan Colton concert because he's doing a tour soon where he is opening up for somebody, and they are going to be within driving distance of me next month. So I might actually go try to do that. I think they count. They're famous for some sort of media show music. I think that fits the criteria. How many people have to know who you are for you to be counted as famous, though? Like, well known. That's another question. Because like if you look at like streamers, a good example is a good example. We're kind of like YouTubers. I feel like we're less mainstream than YouTubers. But like I think almost everybody on Twitch would know who Ludwig is. But then or at least I would have thought that, but I know people who don't know who Ludwig is, and I only know who Kai Cenat is because of Cell. Same with IShowSpeed and Hey Sao, a bunch of those kind of people. Like, I wouldn't know who they were at all if it wasn't for still making me know. Making me as if, like, I was, like, opposed to learning who famous people are. Or, you know, like, big streamers were. But, but yeah, it's just like, you know, what's famous to you? Like, it's just interesting. Like, because, like, I just never hear about them. So then it's just like, so it's just like, are they famous really? And I wouldn't be shocked if somebody outside of like the streaming space had never heard of them either. So it's like, so it's just like, is that famous if they're just really well known in one thing? Or, you know what I mean? So on and so forth. Is that guy who has the who like did the big Donkey Kong record that everybody makes fun of nowadays because it turns out he was kind of terrible? Um, is that guy famous? A lot of people know who he is, but like you have to basically be into gaming to know who he is or a fan of one of the things that made fun of him. 10,000 people know of you. I'd say that's famous. Yeah, the guy he was made fun of on regular show. He's a really big head. It's like Gareth Bobby Ferguson. Yes, I'm Gareth Bobby Ferguson. Uh, they are making a new season of regular show. And apparently it's going to be like an Adult Swim continuation of regular show. And I'm actually kind of excited for that. They're also making more Adventure Time. I'm excited for both of those things. I loved Adventure Time, genuinely. One of like my favorite cartoons of all time. Billy Mitchell. You can find him by searching Donkey Kong Cheater. But yeah, like Billy Mitchell, like I like 10,000 people know, probably more than 10,000 people know who he is. But like also I feel like he could walk around in public and no one would recognize him without context, and like the average person probably would have no idea who he is. Like he's like niche knowledge, but he's like, you know what I mean? It's like the internet has made that kind of stuff weird. It's like, what even is fame anymore? But I don't know. I I've never really cared so much about like fame. I always cared a lot more about like as far as like why I make stuff. I always cared more about just like making stuff and showing it to people, or like just like I will really just making stuff. I just want to make stuff. I want to make out because like the act of like coming up with things and like putting work into it and like organizing stuff, and you know what I mean, that whole process, that was always like the most satisfying and fun thing to me. Events, whatever. And you know, like I said, that was always just so fun and satisfying to me. But then I don't really necessarily care how many people see stuff. I just want to make stuff. But also, like, I guess I also kind of don't want to have to spend time on a lot of stuff that I don't care about. So I guess there is that kind of a side to it too, I guess. I don't know. I had to explain who he was to the person I was watching a regular show with because they didn't understand why I was laughing so hard. Yeah. The joy of creation. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just just the fun of just making stuff. That's always been my like big motivator for doing stuff. I but yeah, I need to I really need to get my projects going. Some of them, any of them. It's like I just that's like one of the things that I hate the most is when I bring stuff like talk about something and I'm like we're going to do a talk show soon and then like the talk show is like continuously delayed because of IRL stuff. It's just like care pack. Thank you for the care package, Mac. I really appreciate it. I will do that. Hydrate. And then stretch. Posture check. But yeah, like I said, I've been waiting on the talk show. I've only talked to like two people about it. Yeah, it's Little V's cover of Barbie Girl. But yeah, I like the talk show. I've only talked to two people about it, and that's just because it was like directly relevant to what was happening. And because I just 100% volunteered Syl for it without her getting a say. So, and like just streamer mode was not on my Discord, and thus my phone started ringing. Sorry about that. Just like interrupted me. But yeah, I really want to do covers. I actually that's something I actually like. That's one of my big goals. Is I want to get my audio under control enough, like where I like into a place where I like it, and I want to go take I want to go take singing lessons, and I want to be able to actually like release covers and maybe even original songs or something. I think that'd be really fun. Like that is a major thing I want to do. Oh, Sel, hello. I was just talking a minute ago about how I volunteered you to for my talk show. So I can't wait to have you on. I you'll be guest number one for practice. Praise the grass lord. So you must go outside and touch grass. In the name of the knights of nature. For real, they had like a 10-foot tall man made of grass going around knighting people in the name of nature. I love him. He was so cool. Like I honestly kind of wish Twitch would do more with their mascots. Like they got the little dinosaur. They got Gritty Goose now. I don't even know if Gritty Goose counts as a mascot. What are the other global emotes? Global emotes. We got Grass Lord. Uh, we have the dogs, the dinosaur, the lizard. I don't know. I feel like they could do more with them. You know what I mean? Because, like, I like the little mascots. Yeah, they could have a lot of fun with it. I don't know what they would do with them, but Like, I would be so sad if Grasslord's just done now and we move on and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I want Grasslord to be around forever. I don't know what they would do necessarily with him, but I like the Grasslord. But actually, just since I was talking about the talk show, why don't we, there. Are you guys ready to have a sell of a night? On Grasslord lore, some game of unique intrigue, each TwitchCon. Exactly, that's what I want to. You came out, you touched grass. Praise the Grasslord. Man. He comes to town. Keep a little dirt under your pillow for the dirt man. So he will take me down to his lair, deep under the mountain, underground. That's where he keeps this dirt. Anyway, I love that trend so much, that the dirt man. But yeah, this is the talk show set. And like I said, the things that we need to work on still is I need to get the logo made, and I need the like ambient background music for it. And then I'll start having guests on, and we'll have like at least every so often we'll have somebody come on and we'll do like an interview. And yeah, like I said, I'm really looking forward to that. It's been something I've been wanting to do for over a year now. But big old talk show. It's gonna be like partially interview, partially just an excuse to have somebody on and chat with them, like one-on-one or one-on-two or whatever. I feel like I don't know if I could handle much more than like 2 people. But part of the idea is just like give Cell an excuse to do more things with other people, because Cell has social anxiety, and without having a reason to talk to people has trouble starting talking. So thus, if I have an excuse to have to talk to somebody, like, hey, my chat thought you would be a good guest for my talk show. Come be on said talk show. You know, then it's like easier. You know what I mean? It's me trying to game my own brain into doing things that would be good for my channel. But yeah, actually, if you have any guests that you would like, feel free to suggest them in the suggestion box, or just tell me, I guess. And I'll try to get anybody, no matter what size or whatever. That's kind of part of the plan, at least. I'm planning on practicing with some of my like immediate friends, just because I have not done any collabs like that where it's just hanging out with somebody. Honestly, I should do that more. I should do more just chatting streams where I just like chat with somebody else. Like, I wonder why I never do that. But yeah, so yeah, that's the plan. Just chatting stream, interview. We'll have an interview section. I'm gonna have it so that you guys and their audience can suggest questions, and I'll go through the questions before we have the person on. It'll be fun. But yeah, I want to go work on. I have like so many projects. I'm like always like running behind on stuff, and having to work full time just makes it all harder to do. Especially since I am not very. I'm not a very organized person. I have ADHD, So like sometimes I feel like I just forget projects and like don't work on them. Like I'll go through waves of doing stuff. Yeah, hop onto the talk show of the Millennium, Silva Talk, Sylveon's Corner, Hell in a Cell. The name I was going to have it be was Sullivanite. Hell in a Cell is Hell with a Cell is also sounds kind of funny. But that seems more like I'm going to like be like fight somebody. That might be a good thing for like a competitive thing. But yeah, Sullivanite. It's a Sullivan night. Do 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 do. It's a Sullivan night. Da ba da ba. Even have like a theme song in my brain for it, kind of. But probably not even gonna do that. It's a Sullivan night. Ba ba da ba. It's a Sullivan night. Da 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 da. I don't even know how I'd go about writing the rest of that. Like I don't know. I don't do. I want to. That's another thing I kind of want to get into. I really want to like. I want to do so many things. I really want to get a new art tablet, and I want to like do the PewDiePie challenge of drawing every day until I can make digital art. Because I would love to be able to just like hammer out like my own stuff for things if I need it, instead of having like just get the image in my brain out and not have to pay for it. That would be amazing. And then I also really want to learn how to make my own music too. But also I feel like both of those are skills I should have already built up, I feel like, at this point. Like, that's a lot of work. Plus, I'm like, I need to learn how to sing, and I need to learn, I keep wanting to learn computers, and I've wanted to go try again to learn how to program video games so that I can maybe make my games myself, and it's just like, no, that's way too much stuff, Sal. You're not gonna do all of it. Pick one thing, and like, this is the goal, and then move on to another thing. Once you feel good with that. I want to do too many things. And like, I don't know. There's only so much time in the day. But yeah. I yeah, like I do really wish my art tablet wasn't all like buggered. Just cuz somebody helped me find a pen and was telling me I could go get a replacement pen for not that expensive for my art tablet, and it would work, and I would be able to do like and I would be able to do art streams and actually start on that, because I already have an art tablet. It just doesn't work. But you know, it's like, but like I forgot to actually like write it down, and now it's just gone. I was playing Elden Ring when they told me about that. I don't even know what episode anymore. Also, I don't know if you all have noticed this, but I've been doing my best to keep up with putting all of the VODs, all of the streams into the VOD channel on the YouTube. So I don't know how much any of you guys care about that, but like I said, we have a whole VOD channel where I have been uploading every single on YouTube, where I've been uploading every single stream, at least since the debut, plus some. There's some other ones on top of that, but from like with the old model. But yeah, I've just been trying to upload them all over there for anybody who is interested. In case you miss an episode or something and you want to go back and watch. But yeah, that's been a big thing I've been wanting to do, just because it's gives people a thing to watch or whatever. You know, but Also, like, what? So, you know what is like something that makes me that I kind of hate that I did? Like, I am a chronic overthinker. Like, I'm always overthinking everything, right? So, like, I everyone's been talking about like the Pokemon stuff and like all the Pokemon leaks, and they're like, I can't believe Typhlosion is a predator like that, or whatever, or I could never look at Octillery and Ursaring the same, or whatever. And it's just like, and I'm like, it's not a big deal. It's supposed to be like, like Japanese mythology or Greek mythology, where it's all like, and like Pokemon were never animals; they were like demons and spirits and stuff. So somebody was talking about it, like, never look at Typhlosion the same, and I'm like, I mean, people are making a way, and I commented something about it, and I was like, people making way too big of a deal about this stuff. Like, Pokemon aren't animals; they're like spirits, and that's like half of like a lot of Japanese mythology is just like there's a ton of stories in Japanese mythology if you read about it where it's just like man tried to marry wolf, it did not work out, and there's like a bunch of stories like that, and it's just like, and that's like one of the Pokemon stories in the big leak is literally a Japanese myth, and it's a famous painting one with an octopus, and it's literally just that the legend that that painting is from, but with Pokemon instead of uh real animals. And it's just like, it's just actually that myth. Like, why why is it a big deal now? Yeah, it's all stuff that didn't actually make it into the game. So everyone's acting like it's like I gotta cancel my Pokemon. And it's just like, no. Like, you can see what they were going for, but like it's clear why they didn't do it. And it's a lot of people forgetting that there's an actual book in the Sinnoh games of like mythology in the Pokemon world that talks about the time when Pokemon and humans would get married. Like, that was already canon, brother. Like, brother. Like, that was in the universe already. People already did that. There was already a time in, like, the Pokemon universe where people in Pokemon were doing stuff, and everyone just, like, completely ignores that. Like, forgot about that when that was, like, a meme forever ago. And I just think, like I said, I commented on somebody's thing with all that stuff, and now part of me is like, was that weird? It's someone I don't even talk to, really. Like, it's someone I don't really know all that well. So I just, like, commented defending, like, the Pokemon cut mythology stuff where, like, honestly, inappropriate things are happening. Defending it. And I'm like, why did I do that? Just felt the need to be right about something to... And then it's just like, I don't know. I do that a lot on like social media where I'm like, I need to just say something. And then I'm like, why did you need to say something? Why? That's why I can't use Reddit anymore. I used to just sit and comment on Reddit and get into like arguments and stuff forever ago. And I don't have it in me to do that anymore. I don't have that brain rot in me anymore. The public forum think it's no different than standing in a debate auditorium and joining the discussion. I mean, that is true. It is just like open dialogue, whatever stuff. Like, and that's kind of like part of the point, but it's still kind of like like, are you bringing value to the conversation? Or I don't know. I think that's like maybe like a social anxiety thing, maybe. I don't know though. Um. Oh, but also since I will bring this up again. Uh, Also, a big thing I wanted to do here pretty soon is I actually want to write up a survey. Have as many of you guys fill out the survey. It's like maybe not a survey, a census. Just kind of seeing what people want out of some things. And partly included in that is merch. Because I actually, like, I have multiple ideas in my brain, and I'm kind of just wondering what people want as far as that before I invest, like, a ton of time and money into getting stuff made. And also, like, some show stuff. But like I said, gonna do like a Sylveon census for viewers of Sylveon to just let me know what they're interested in. Because yeah, so just kind of interested. But brain. Also, so I actually originally wanted to play a game called Fast Penguin today, but I was like, I'm gonna chat for a little bit first, and now we are like, we're pretty far into stream time at this point, and I don't know if we're actually gonna have time to do that, because I only have like another half hour. It's gonna be a short stream again. Hour and a half already. I feel like I just woke up 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I honestly, I feel that. I am actually getting like so tired of like having like IRL stuff at night. I would kill to be able to have my day just end with me streaming until I went to go to bed. Because like, as far as like I'm concerned with like, I just want to be able to go until I'm too tired and I think I want to be done. But like, because like doing morning streams always just makes me, I just stream and then I'm always ending stream and leaving when I still want to be streaming, and I hate it. And a lot of the time, like, my streams are way shorter than I would like, because I think 3 hours is a minimum. And then I keep doing like these like weird little 2-hour streams. You know? And I'm like, come on, Cell, we're better than this. But yeah, but we're gonna do Alan Wake some more tomorrow. I was really enjoying Alan Wake too. Like, actually, like, there's this whole like detective mode mechanic in there that I was really enjoying. And I don't know. Like I said, it was just really fun. And it's already a lot spookier than Control was. And because I played Control, I'm picking out all of the like references to Control and the old Alan Wake games the whole time through, or like early, and I'm like, oh my god, it's that thing. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm all excited about that. Need to watch that VOD of it. Missed the stream. Aw. I'm not sure if there we have it. I'm pretty sure I have it on the VOD channel and also on. I mean, also I think it'll be on Twitch also. So, however, pick your poison. But yeah, I also like the week of Halloween. I also have like 2 collabs with still scheduled. Apparently, we're gonna do VR Phasmo. And I can't remember what the other collab we agreed to do is anymore. If she doesn't remember it, then I guess we're probably not doing it then. But 1 away from 15. I'm sorry. I wish there was something like a better reward for the streaks. Everyone loves, like, I've noticed a lot of y'all really love like having like the high streaks, but like I don't know if it does anything. Does it like give you a multiplier on like your point accumulation or something? Like what does it do exactly? Hmm. But I think we get between, is it just 350 to 450 points per streak? That makes sense. But yeah, but yeah, it's even either way, it's still cool. Like I wish they gave you something a little bit more. Like, what if like you get 20 and you just got a free sub from Twitch? But then again, then that also would probably bankrupt Twitch faster than it already is getting bankrupted. So I don't know. Fun to keep track of. A badge at a really high streak would be nice. Actually, yeah. Actually, having a streak badge would be kind of cool. Because we already have streaks for gifters and just for being subbed. The sub streak badge is like pretty primo too. I like that one a lot. We got our little datalings in various colors. That's another thing I still haven't figured out. We have a dataling TTS companion. And I really want them to actually be on stream. But I don't know how to set them up. And like at this point, like, you know what I mean? I need to like actually sit down and figure some more stuff out. I might need a secondary program for it or something. I don't even know. But yeah, I can't wait. And then you guys can actually just like be here hanging out with me and chatting, kind of. My little little glowing orb friend. That's something that like despite being like a canonical thing for me, is actually in very little of my art, actually. That's been a canonical thing for a while, that I'm supposed to have a dataling following me everywhere, like kind of like a Zelda fairy. Like, because it's not like attached to the model, and because I always forget to include it in the in commissions, so it's just like not a thing, basically. I think a lot of people even forget that they're a thing in the lore or the universe. I really need to get them like put into the background and used as the TTS like model. But like I said, that kind of stuff is like, you know what I mean? It is ace work. And I have like I said, since TwitchCon and a little bit the debut, I have just had kind of a hard time getting myself to like do stuff. It's just like a lot of it's just been like day job unending. So it's just like no time to work on projects. You need to make money. So, you know, I probably should just organize myself. That's something I've never been good at. Like, I'm good at it sometimes. Like, sometimes I will lock in and be like, all right, we've got this. And then sometimes I'll be like, I haven't wrote anything down, and I wonder why all of my... none of my stuff is done. Yeah, the data link is in the Yamcha offline screen. Do I still have that as a I do not have it on here anymore. Oh, wait. Unless... Yeah, no, I can't make it pop up. Never mind. So yeah, the dataling is in the Yamcha offline screen, but I think that's the only art I have that I didn't draw outside of like my like my channel points thing of datalings. They're just not in anything. So I need to like work on that. I do really love the Yamcha offline screen. But yeah, I need to like I actually have like some stuff planned. Like I have a whole bookmarks folder on my browser of stuff that I need to go pay for various projects. But it's just like I said, I'm just I'm behind and like trying to recover in like the 3 weeks since TwitchCon. And what's crazy to me is like Syl and them are already talking about going to another convention, and I'm like, I can't go. I'm still brokered from the last one, and they're already planning one in February, and I'm like, I don't know if I can figure that out fast enough. I am wanting something like that, sire. But they're still getting a ton of people to go to the convention by where she lives. And I'm like, I can't, I can't afford that. Not as soon as when it's happening in like February or whatever. So I'm like, I want to, instead, I'm kind of wanting to plan, and if I'm going to add another convention, I think this year at least, it's going to probably be, for me, it's going to be Offkai. Because I do really want to go to Offkai. I've heard a lot of my friends had a better time at Offkai than they did at TwitchCon. And I liked TwitchCon. But Offkai is just the VTuber convention. So, but kind of want to go there. And also, it's in San Francisco, and in San Francisco, they have a theme park called Knott's Berry Farms, which I have never been to, but the Knott's Berry Farms in San Francisco has the Mass Effect attraction, where they have a whole spaceport from Mass Effect that's also a ride, and it's just there. And nobody talks about it anymore, and the ride is still open. It's been open since Mass Effect Andromeda came out, and I'm a huge fan of Mass Effect. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. So, I need to go to Knott's Berry Farms and ride the Mass Effect ride. Because I don't think it's going to be there for too terribly long. Like, I genuinely do not see it being there forever. Because, like, you know, unless they're, like, hedging their bets that Mass Effect will become, like, a Star Wars-like IP. Which, I mean, I guess, honestly, if any video games franchise could actually jump up and be, like, Star Wars, Star Trek, like, or, you know what I mean, in that kind of regard, I think Mass Effect could do it. I think Mass Effect just needs more stuff. It needs more games. I think it needs, like, if it got a TV show just set in that world or something, I think it could actually maybe catch up. It would actually, they should just make an original, like, sci-fi show set in the Mass Effect world. I feel like if they try to adapt the games, I think it would be bad. I think that would kill it. But I think if they were to just go ahead and go all in and be like, Mass Effect TV show, original character, original story for just the TV show, I think that could, like, be amazing. If people wanted Shepard, they can go play the games. Or Ryder. Mass Effect is one of the best series. Thank you, Wayward. I really appreciate that. Because Mass Effect is literally one of my favorites. I even have a Tally body pillow cover somewhere. They were selling them as a promotional thing for Valentine's Day a couple forever ago, and I bought it. So I have the like body pillow cover. I got a I have a Tally Docky. It's not on anything. I don't cuddle with Tally every night, although I would. But actually, the only thing that I dislike about Tally was my favorite character, and I romanced her. But something I do find really sad is I was kind of in a different zone when I played Mass Effect the first time. And I don't really... if I played it through again, I'm gonna have to romance Garrus for... I mean, I'm pretty sure you can figure that out. And it's all because apparently her voice actress was homophobic or uncomfortable recording line. I don't remember the exact details. I'm not accusing anything of anybody, for the record. But I just remember hearing that the reason both her and Garrus do not have, like, a gay version is entirely because Tally's voice actress did not want to record it. Refused to record it. So, to make it fair, they got rid of being, like, with Garrus, in a gay relationship with Garrus, and with Tally, and just neither got to be a thing in the game. And I think that's sad. I want to be in Lesbians with Tally. I like Tally. Garrus is cool, though. So, I mean, I'm down with Garrus. Garrus is best boy, but best girl was there, too. And I will miss her if I play through it again. But yeah, for real, when we were at TwitchCon, I actually nerded out with Novi, like Novella, for like an hour about Mass Effect stuff. Just because I was like just so into it. Like, and they were one of the only people I've talked to about Mass Effect in forever. Like nobody, like none of my other friends have played Mass Effect, or at least of my friends that I've talked to regularly. So then being in a hotel room with somebody who knew what I was talking about and was a fan of Mass Effect was awesome. Got the nerd out about Mass Effect. And she didn't know about the Relay. They're a thing that I really want to show up in the next Mass Effect game, because they should be around. In Mass Effect, there is an alien race that makes contact during the events with, like, the Citadel. That makes contact with the Citadel during the events of Mass Effect 2. And you can follow news things about how the ongoing, like, communications and contact is going with Relay. But then at the beginning of 3, if you've read all of the news stuff about the Relay in 2, you can find a news feed talking about how when the Reapers started showing up, they destroyed all of their technology and brought themselves back and decided to just wait like 50 years on their planet as if they hadn't invented space travel and made contact with everybody, to see if the Reapers would ignore them because they were too young, thinking that they weren't there yet. So, but the thing is that they were out in space for a while, and I want them to show up. And they're bird people. I mean, it could have. They said that the Yogg were left alone. The Yogg were, so, like, if you played the Shadow Broker DLC, the Shadow Broker is a Yogg, which is, like, a primitive species, but he was brought out as an experiment. Like, abducted. Which is kind of messed up, actually. And he escaped, and became the leader of a criminal organization, and it's like a whole thing. But they specifically state in Mass Effect 3 that the Yogg, despite being maybe like less than 100 years away from getting to space and interacting with everybody, and having already had contact with the Citadel, they were left alone by the Reapers. So if they got left alone, the Reloi, who have had minimal contact, also probably could have been left alone. And also, in like just as a what if scenario, the Reloi probably, if they got left alone, because they never show you their planet either. You can find the Yogg homeworld, but you can't find the Reloi homeworld. The Reloi also took all the technology from the Citadel, and if they just like put it all into analog and like just sat on it until after the Reapers, which honestly, if you think about it, it's a government. I doubt they would just sit on it. But, you know, same with like going like a lot of their space technology. So that one's kind of up for debate, maybe. But they would have probably come out of like the post Reaper purge as like the most advanced species, and I think that that's kind of cool. They would have been the new Asari, but also they were birds, and I think that that's cool. I wanted bird people, although the Turians are also kind of bird people. Just their beak is also their entire face, like a whole thing. I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, Mass Effect. I'm a big fan. I can't wait for Mass Effect 5. It can't come out fast enough. And I can't wait to ride the Mass Effect ride at Knott's Berry Farms, San Francisco during TwitchCon. There's actually like, you can actually watch a good hunk of the ride. You actually are just like getting a local starship tour where you're in a spaceship and they're flying around the solar system when Reapers attack, like it's like a tour guide thing. And your tour guide is Conrad Werner, who is a side character in all the Mass Effect games. And Shepard comes and saves you, and they pop up on the comms, and it's like a dark ride. You're like riding on the ride, and it's like, you know what I mean? But yeah, like Commander Shepard and them all pop up on comms, kind of like Star Fox. It's cool. I actually, like I said, I really want to see it. I'm just excited about it. Like, I want to do that. The other thing I'm like really sad about with like Mass Effect though is that like I can never afford most of the merch. Like I really love that franchise. I want more merch of it. But like all of their merch is like all of it like is all of the stuff that I'd be like truly excited about and like want and like feel like I need to get. All of it is like out of date. They're not making more and super expensive now. So it's like, I missed my boat on getting those. So, I don't know. Ooh, 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 ah, ooh, ah. Ooh, 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 ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Ooh, 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 ah, ooh, ah. Ooh, 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 ah, ooh, ah. But yeah, boy. I feel like I talked way too long about Mass Effect. You know, and I was kind of like that with, I really like Dragon Age also, but Dragon Age really kind of, like, alienated me with Inquisition. I really did not like Inquisition. Because, like, I spent, like, the first 2 games being like super anti-chantry, pro mages, and then you overthinking it? Ah, okay. Thank you, Sai. But yeah, I played Dragon Age 1 or Origins and 2 being super anti-chantry and super pro mage. I was like, yeah, screw the chantry, like with their weird stuff with mages. Like, free the mages, let them do what they want. Well, you know what I mean? And I was like, that's how I was with it. And then 3 comes around and like, you are the chantry. And I'm like, no. Can I use my power to dismantle the chantry and get rid of it? And they're like, no. You need to strengthen it and make it more powerful and relevant in the main story. And I'm like, no. I don't even want, like, I don't like it. And then it did stuff that made me actively kind of like this uncomfortable. And I'm like, and then like, there wasn't any real good waifus or anything in it either. I mean, I guess there's Iron Bull. Iron Bull was pretty cool. I liked him. But I didn't really vibe with any of the other characters, so. Yep, today are immaculate. Bring me 14 more. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. But yeah, yeah, like I said, Dragon Age fun. I like Dragon Age. I like Mass Effect way more though. I want more BioWare. No matter your sexuality, we all picked Iron Bull. It was the only right choice. In that game, yeah, Iron Bull was just the best character. And then everybody else was like, boring. Like, I don't, like, who are your other options? You had Cassandra, who was kind of like constantly angry, and that was like her only personality. Then you had the really ugly elf girl who would have been fun, but like her design was just awful. And then you had, I mean, Dorian was okay. Like, Dorian is a good runner-up for Iron Bull, I think. And then you have like sad bearded man, and then you have the 2 NPC romances where they're like, you will get to talk to them significantly less, and romancing them is just an extra option. Oh, and then you can date you can date basically Spock as an elf. And I'm like, I'm just not, none of these options were that good. Except for Iron Bull, who I would have picked in a pretty much in a different game as well. But I don't know. I just did not like Inquisition. The gameplay was amazing. I liked the gameplay of Inquisition. I liked all the locations you got to see and the gameplay. I love any game that lets you sit and like build up a camp or a faction or a group, and you can visibly go see yourself doing that. I love, and Inquisition was pretty good about that. I think Origins was better because you actually had to go to your camp had like envoys from the factions you recruit and stuff, and like there was some more stuff to it with that. But anything where you do something like that is like my favorite. But like I said, so I did like some stuff with Inquisition, but I mostly, like I said, I kind of struggled to vibe with it all the way. It was my first and only Dragon Age. Loved the gameplay, but it kind of tainted my idea of the rest of the game story-wise. Yeah, yeah. Origins is the best one, or, well, hold on. Origins is probably the best overall. I think, personally, Like, it has like the best gameplay and probably the best story, but Dragon Age 2 has the best characters. Like, everyone in Dragon Age 2 is amazing. I love Dragon Age 2. But Dragon Age, yeah, but Inquisition, I couldn't get into. I didn't like it. I never finished it even. It is the only Dragon Age, it's the only BioWare game I've ever started playing and dropped. And, like, there's no other BioWare game I've dropped. And that's it. And I thought that was sad because I really did enjoy it. Or enjoy the rest of the games. So I'm really hoping Dragon Age 4 is going to be better. That's supposed to come out soon-ish. It's supposed to come out before Mass Effect 5. So I'm hoping it'll be good and have a different cast, maybe. New protagonist again, hopefully. Yeah. I know that, like, plot-wise, it's a direct sequel to Inquisition, unlike all the other Dragon Age games where they're kind of random. But anyway, boy, boy. Hey, Lorano. But yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Let's see. I do not have a terrible amount of time left, but but yeah, like I said, I'm looking like what other games are coming out? That's a subject of conversation. There's a new Mario Party. I have not played a Mario Party game in so long. I haven't bought one. I don't think I've even bought a Mario Party game since the Wii. Actually, same for Mario Kart. I don't think I've bought any Mario spin-offs in that long. And then Sonic and Shadow. Anything else interesting? I'm just like, I don't actually know what's coming out anytime soon. Mario and Luigi Brothership. That could be fun. I like the Mario and Luigi games. Damn, I think the N64. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, yeah, it's just like something about the Mario Party game. I think it like directly correlates to like how often I'm hanging out with other people in person. Because it's very much Mario Party is unlike Mario Kart even is very much invite your friends over and you play Mario Party. It's not a just play it for the sake of it kind of a game. I think that's why maybe I stopped buying them. Like, just subconsciously, I'm like, I don't need party games in my house. But I always buy every Smash Brothers that comes out. Like, I've never missed a Smash Brothers. I think I own the entire Smash Brothers franchise. Every single version of that game. So, yeah. Yeah, no, I actually would love to get a new Mario Party. I see a lot of people playing like playing Mario Party nowadays. Or the other one I see a lot of people play is Pummel Party, which is like it's like another version of Mario Party somebody made. Oh. And for a while I was really trying to get somebody to play the I was really trying to get somebody to play the old One Piece Mario Party spin-off game. Somebody made, because there was a One Piece party game like Mario Party on the GameCube where you were like, and the funniest part to me is that it's all the 4Kids dub. If you play the English version of it, it is all the 4Kids dub. So like, Sanji still sounds like this. Stuff like that, you know? Hi, I'm Usopp. Yeah, it's all like that. And I think that that is so funny, and I actually really want to play it almost entirely because it's just like the old-timey one. It's all 4Kids. Because, like, something about the 4Kids is just extra ridiculous to me. And they stopped right before Skypiea in the 4Kids dub. And they have Skypiea stuff. It's the only way to actually know, because I believe the game goes all the way through Thriller Bark, actually. I'd have to look it up again. But they actually have Skypiea stuff, what 4Kids would have done for Skypiea in that game. And it's like the only way you can hear like their voices for some characters. You know, it's just like I said, I just think that would be fun. Or the Ape Escape one. I wanted to play the Ape Escape one too. Although Syl actually said she would be down to do that one. But there's a lot of pie in the sky, like, that sounds fun, we should do that. And then no one ever actually organizes doing it. And like the worst part about like that's actually that's the frustrating thing about trying to organize collabs is like you can give somebody a date and a time and a game and a like and then the day can show up and they just like won't have done it. They're like, "Oh, I didn't know you meant we're actually doing that." Oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like I've had a couple collabs where we were like, we're doing this thing, right? And everyone's like, what? Either that or just, I don't know. Still is bad at communicating, I guess. It is time for stream to end, though, sadly. Yeah, I think it was Pirate Carnival. But I need to find somebody to raid. I will say I am really sorry that stream is so short today. Yeah, I started late. So like every day I have 3:30 is when I need to end stream, and it's currently 3:31. But every day that I have night shift at my day job, right? So, and then I work to midnight. I work 4 to midnight. So, you know, so I need to be done by like 3:30. And so I try to start like 11. So the idea is that I get like 4 or 5 hours ish of stream. At least that's the goal, but like at the same time it's like sometimes, you know, I just, you know, you have stuff to do in the mornings and it just doesn't work out that way. So it's just like, you know, life is hard. Life is hard, Dio. All right. Let's see. Who we gonna raid today? Raid today. Raid today. I need to raid someone today. Not that one. Actually, hold on. Maybe this person. No, they're ending. Yarny. Let's read Yarny. All right. So, once again, sorry, we started stream late and had a really short stream today, but thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a cell of a night. If you enjoyed the show and you haven't yet, please give a follow. It really helps with the algorithm and my self-esteem. We are almost to 700. That's really exciting. Like, I'm 25 away from 700 followers, so that's exciting. Join the Discord. I forgot to put it on the schedule, but one day this week I wanted to on Thursday I believe it was Thursday, it was my original plan, but I will add it to the Discord. We're gonna do a movie night, and we're gonna start watching we're gonna watch some fun spooky movies. Check out socials. I haven't posted anything new in a while, but new stuff I should work on that. Merch, change over soon. Patreon. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Goodbye, everybody.